Welcome to the Animals Around the Globe expedition.
Hey everyone, happy to have you back on the Animals Around the Globe expedition. Today we have Alex with us, a wildlife expert and a vet student, and we're looking at a recent attack of orcas off the coast of Gibraltar, which is close to Portugal and Spain, off the coast of Africa. And yeah, Alex, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Let's dive right into it. And maybe we start with the video and talk about what happens in this video and why these orcas nudged the boat.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I think if our watchers are having a look now, you'll start to see orcas approaching the boat. And they seem to sort of all concentrate around the area of the rudder, either by sort of nudging it. It kind of almost looks like, to me, like a dog or a cat scratching. I don't know if they're testing it out, and they're having reports that they then leave and come back in sort of more of a tight-knit formation and approach at sort of a faster speed and kind of retest and re-nudge the rudder. Yeah, to my knowledge, this incident didn't result in this particular vessel sinking, but there may have been significant rudder damage, such as the rudder breaking in half. Whereas in other incidences, they have had, since 2020, in this sort of Iberian Sea, there have been 3 boats that have actually been sunk by orcas. Yeah, so I think they'd nudge it, they test it out, and they seem to leave and then approach back at speed and either then ram the hull or continue to ram that area of the rudder.
That's a very smart behavior to actually check it out first and then go in for the sink.
Yeah, some are calling it sort of a coordinated attack display. So I think this sort of collective intelligence has got there's some brains working over there.
That's crazy. And do you have any idea why they do that?
Yeah, so there's been quite a bit of research into this. There is a research institute in the area that has started to record what they're calling interactions with boats. Since 2020, there's been 500 interactions with orcas and boats. Obviously, when they say interactions, this might just mean a nudge of the rudder and they move on. But sort of since this has started to be recorded, there have been 3 in the area that have actually been sunk and quite a few more that have had sort of significant damage to the rudder. So it seems to be happening. And one piece of advice that sort of seems to pick up from this is that they have advised that should your boat sort of be nudged or approached by orcas, is to actually kill the engine and idle, and perhaps maybe because it's not moving, it seems to deter them or sort of stop them from keep going maybe aggressively. Yeah, and then we can, if we want to sort of dive into some of the reasons.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously everything is for now hypothesized, and that's sort of why there's this research going on. I think number one is we clearly cannot underestimate their intelligence. One of them is potentially depleted food stocks. So perhaps their natural prey sort of isn't as available, and they're testing out if this might be a mistaken identification. Maybe they think really big whale or a shark or something that they could eat, or perhaps pure frustration that they're hungry. I don't know, hangry, if we can say that. Overcrowding may be frustrating them. So general boat traffic, perhaps the vibrations are stopping them from communicating. It might sort of lead to a bit of stress and anger. To humanize it, maybe we're all a bit angrier when things are loud and noisy. Another theory was sort of a playing and training theory, that perhaps older orcas teaching their young to sort of hunt and some techniques, as I mentioned earlier, that they form this collective group and then charge or swim or at speed towards the boat. So maybe they could use this as hunting, and this has become a way for them to practice chasing after moving targets. And lastly, the one that I found sort of the most interesting, and I think from an intellectual point of view is a really, really interesting theory and highlights maybe an orca's ability to learn, should this theory, be proven correctly, is that someone has hypothesized that one particular orca, who they've actually identified as White Gladys, a female orca, could have had a traumatic incident with a boat. So was either maybe hit or could have been entangled with poachers, perhaps entrapped. And this event has caused sort of severe pain and stress that it created this memory for this orca. She is obviously alive and survived whatever incident she had. And due to this sort of extreme pain has resulted in a aggressive defensive behavior. And yeah, in her perhaps trying to defend herself or whatever else she wanted to, she has ended up attacking the boats. And it seems that orcas really can learn, and they've now learned from her that, you know, to chase or attack these boats.
The boats might be a danger to
Yeah.
be eliminated. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
Crazy.
perhaps one was to her. It may have
Yeah.
threatened her life at a point. Yeah.
Oh wow, that reminds me a little bit of the. I don't know if have you read the book The Swarm? They
No?
like are bringing out a video or like a movie this year actually about it, where actually also like whales in this case start attacking boats. And
Sure.
yeah, maybe it's an uprising from the animal kingdom to make us aware of our actions and behavior.
100%. I mean, yeah, actions have consequences, and I would be pretty nervous if I was on a boat and there was a pod of orcas going for it. They're large animals, and they've successfully damaged quite a few and even sunk some. So I would not like to be caught on the wrong side of one of these incidences.
For sure. So I guess we can end it with like saying be nice to orcas, and they hopefully will be nice back.
I think so. You got to believe in some good karma.
Exactly. Yeah. So thank you, Alex, for coming on the show,
problem.
and I hope everyone learned a little bit more about orcas today. Thank you.
For sure. I hope so too. Thank you, Chris.